The global trend towards criminalization is accelerating. There are significant human and legal consequences. And your country owns the dark distinction of being the world leader in HIV-related prosecutions.
In a Canadian first, he was charged with first-degree murder.
As an unprecedented murder trial in Canada has wrapped up with a guilty verdict.
Kitchener, a former prostitute who had repeated sex with a man without telling him she was HIV positive, was sentenced yesterday to 4 years in prison.
Per capita, Canada has prosecuted more persons with HIV for HIV-related sexual offences than any other country.
That's what happened with Travis Smith. He was convicted of knowingly exposing 2 partners to HIV. He's in prison because of it.
Guilty and condemned to die. We'll take a closer look at the sensational case of 6 health workers who, Libya says, deliberately infected hundreds of children with HIV/AIDS.
Jennifer Murphy admitted to sexual relationships with 2 men at a Canadian Forces base without informing them that she has the virus. She was also convicted and sentenced to house arrest.
More than 90 people with HIV have been prosecuted and almost 70 convicted of criminal exposure or transmission since the late 1980s.
Just this moment could tell you now.
This story is part of a growing worldwide trend towards criminalizing HIV transmission.
But tons of people, including us, said no, this will be a deterrent to people getting tested, to knowing their status, and to people understanding that it's their job to protect their sexual health.
Men who have sex with men, people who use drugs, and sex workers are beaten, derided, abused, even in some communities killed, with virtual impunity, especially where sodomy is against the law, where societies have not been helped to come to terms with homosexuality, where drug laws are repressive, where sex work is criminalized.
This criminalization, along with the corresponding media sensationalism, is raising alarm bells for those working on HIV/AIDS prevention.
I don't ever ask them, I just assume everybody's positive.
To someone with HIV and AIDS does change your life.
Having the law send the message to the public that men who have sex with men, people who use drugs, and sex workers are less than human. All of these things are direct impediments.
We've heard the headline, probably many times. Man charged with infecting several women with HIV.
To protect yourself from criminal law, you have to use a condom after disclosing.
If an HIV-positive person is going to engage in safe sex and not disclose, does that put them in criminal jeopardy?
Men who have sex with men, people who use drugs, and sex workers, when they face violence, are unable to call on the police for help or to have any expectation that law enforcement officials will do anything but arrest or harass them.
When do you ask someone's HIV status?
They don't disclose because of fear of rejection. They feel that the answer is going to be no.
Thanks so much for joining us and helping us explore and understand this issue.